Hello, everyone. We're back with another edition of SGVG's on the Hardwood series. We're with the team out on the West Coast, nice sunny California. I have a pleasure to speaking with Mo Brazelton. He's the Senior Director of Entertainment for the Sacramento Kings. Mo, thanks for joining me today. How's the team doing? How are you doing personally? Hope everyone is safe. How's the season going so far, man?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. We're doing great. As you mentioned, we actually are getting some good weather out here in Sacramento. Yeah, we're all doing good. We're staying healthy and safe. As a team, we're all embracing the challenge that we're going through, and we're adapting to the situation we are with no fans. But we're having some fun with it. Personally, I haven't had much of a break. I was actually out in a bubble with the NBA for a little bit, but it's fun. It's been fun to be able to learn some things out there that I've been able to implement out here in Sacramento. So yeah, everything's going well.
Awesome. Well, first and foremost, totally super glad that everyone's staying safe, and hopefully you get some rest. I know it was bubble season, a couple weeks to maybe a month off, and then you get right into the season. So glad you're still pumping and still getting things done. So tell me about this, Mo. You're in the Golden One Center. It's not the same as years past because fans aren't there. What's being shown on the video board, and how you keeping either the team entertained? What's being showed during a game on any given night?
As you know, no fans out here in Sacramento. We do have like 4,000 cutouts, but it's just not the same. They don't make enough noise.
Right.
But yeah, we're still programming content. We're still filling all 10 timeout breaks. We're having fun. We've changed our philosophy. We know that we're programming for a few eyes in the building, and obviously the players. So with that in mind, we're doing a lot of video playback. A lot of stuff's coming from our video board and graphics wise. Top 10 highlights. Players like to see themselves in highlight reels. When applicable, we're able to put up scoring leaders around the NBA, and hopefully highlighting some of our guys on our staff, our squad. Replays are the same as if fans were there. Both coaches and players want to see plays that can assist them in some way.
Right.
So that hasn't changed at all. But we are taking advantage of having the opportunity of having a chance to put in some of the stuff that we would like to, with not having any partner or having less partner activations in the arena. So we're doing a series of video segments that tie into basketball related information. So a couple of examples are this day in Kings history.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking back. For example, last night, February the 3rd, we looked back and we highlighted, I think Weber scored 31 points in a win over the Phoenix Suns in 2003. We're just going back through the years and pulling footage and pulling information and highlighting our legends. We're doing a thing called Legends of the Game, where we're, if we're playing the visiting team, for example, like last night, we highlighted Bill Russell. So we'll go back and pick a legend of the opposing team and highlight his career stats and put together a package on that. Having some fun working with our social team and sharing some content that they would normally put up, and that we probably normally run pregame because we don't have the inventory in game.
Right.
For example, we were running a thing called the Drip Cam, where we capture our players coming into the building and their swag.
Nice.
And we just frame the Drip Cam and put it up, and it's just cool content. And it's actually stuff that we may try to hopefully try to keep in breaks. When we do get fans back in the building. We're having fun with, I took a best practice out of the page of the bubble. So for player intros, we allowed the parents and the relatives of the players to introduce the guys.
Nice.
For players starting five. So we ran one last month and we didn't tell the players at all. It was a complete surprise.
Cool.
And had a great feedback from the guys. And actually Saturday is going to be like our family game. So we have some brothers and nieces and nephews of the players introducing their uncle or brother. So
Cool.
Looking forward to doing things like that that we can bring family and fans into the building in that way. But yeah, we're having fun. We're keeping a traditional hot timeout music. We're trying to keep it as much as we can with respect to like keeping it as if it's a real environment.
Right.
So fan prompts, noise meters, get loud meters on the video board. You referenced a minute ago. We do have a pretty cool an audio sweetening package. I believe all 30 teams in the league are using, similar to what other leagues are using as well, where essentially we have a individual on our audio team that is sitting probably about 20 rows behind me, and he's controlling the oohs and ahs and the boos and the cheers and just everything that a crowd we can expect from a crowd from the time the guys take the court to the final buzzer. So it's a pretty critical role with no one in the building for that person to really be on point and and follow the game. So we went through about a week of training with that, and have had nothing but great compliments, and it's really been enhancement to our show, that along with what we're doing video wise and just with our audio prompt.
Well, I'm sure you have a lot of content because you got, let me see, who can I name off the top of my head? You have Peja Stojakovic, you have Mike Bibby, and you have Jason Williams. That are probably the three pretty crucial players of the franchise. And then with the drip cam, you have guys like De'Aaron Fox, a lot of young, cool guys. So no sparing of content over there at the Golden One Center. But Mo, take me through the protocols that are in the control room. You're down at the scorer's table, but your fellow colleagues are up in the control room. What do they have to do with on any given day?
Yeah, so I'll take you through the protocols. When we're notified of us coming back to our individual markets and having games in our buildings, the NBA worked extensively with all 30 teams to have a comprehensive and detailed guideline that teams have to adhere to. That along with us working with our state and local even health experts in taking their guidance, we have a pretty robust plan that we have. So essentially the building is broken into 3 different zones: red zone, yellow zone, and green zone. So the red zone are your players, your coaches, your officials, your support staff, all your courtside security, your stat crew, myself included. I'm down at the table. So anyone that has access to the players, we are actually regularly tested. In fact, we have to return 2 negative tests prior to each game. So there'll be weeks, if we have 2 games in a week, we're tested every day. So that's cool. I have it right here. That in addition to always keeping our mask on.
There it is.
Whatever zone you're in, we're really making sure people properly wear these masks.
Right.
So the next zone is the yellow zone. Your broadcasters, select media, some PR folks are in the yellow zone, and they're in the bowl. They're in the stadium. They're about 15, 20 rows up from the court, but they have their own access to to get to their zone. And then the last zone is the green zone. You have very few staff, and when I expect when we do get fans back, that would be considered the green zone as well. And they have absolutely no contact with any folks in the red zone. There's some other safety things up in the control room. We have limited capacity now. Unfortunately, we had to cut back on a couple staffing positions, but what that did was allow us to properly social distance each workstation. So there's at least 6 feet in between our TD, game director, current operator, replay operators. At all times, they must wear a mask.
Right.
Absolutely no food or drink in the control room. We have a ton of cleaning stations and sanitizing stations that we're putting into use in the control room as well as the scorer's table. In fact, there's enhanced safety or enhanced cleaning around the scorer's table and the court. So guys come out early to warm up and shoot around. After they're done, the court's completely clear, the benches are cleared, the scorer's table is cleared. That happens like 3 times. It happens again after halftime and then again post game. In addition, they removed, I believe, 2 seats from the scorer's table. So we're down to, I think, 6 spots. So we can properly, have 6 feet of distance between us. Again, mask at all times down there as well. And everyone's bought in. Everyone's we're all in this together, and we're all in, and we're just making sure that we have each other's back. There's actually another thing that just came down about a month ago. It's called a cool down area. So player comes off the court. They don't go right to the bench. They go to the cool down seats, and so they can sit there without a mask, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes before they go back to the bench. Once they go back to the bench, they have to put their mask on. So that's something that just came down. And I believe within the last 48 hours, the NBA is now requiring coaches and support staff to wear N95 or even players the N95 mask. So those are just some protocol things that we're doing league wide. in California, all teams aren't able to have fans in the building yet. So, but hopefully safely sometime soon.
You guys are just continuing to adapt. This thing is ever evolving, as we've seen since March of 2020. Things adapt, and you guys adapt with it. But I want to go back to the content side, Mo. You guys teamed up with Intel for some pretty cool media, I guess, immersive experiences, you can call them. You guys are one of the more innovative teams in the NBA within that arena. Tell me about what this new system is, what it provides fans, either when they get back into the arena when it's safe enough and while they're at home.
Yeah. So about a year ago today in February, we teamed up with Intel, and essentially we have about 300, a little over 300 cameras, high HD cameras in our building, mostly located in the bombs completely around the court. Mm-hmm. And so every game they're taking high definition recordings of the action on the court, height, depth, width, and they can really get really tight in and really give you like a really immersive like perspective from a player's view. So through our app, through the Kings and Golden One app, fans can literally jump on and get like cool, like really cool, like
courtside kind of views, right?
Courtside highlights, like Tyrese coming down the court, he's throwing a lob pass to Darren for an alley hoop, and you can see like you can rotate around the whole part of the view from a player's standpoint. And it's something that is really cool that our fans are able to like really like see these highlights in like that kind of way, like kind of puts it in that seat of a player. And I believe like when we get fans back in the building, we're going to be able to take it a step further and show those replays on our video board and kind of have those angles for our use. But if you get a chance, check it out. It's really cool, and we're one of the first, as you mentioned. We lead the league, and for that matter, pro teams, and like just pushing the envelope on technology. And I think this is a partnership that's going to be with us for a while.
Well, I'm glad you're still able to use it, even though fans aren't there. You kind of bring them right into their phones, and then when they come back, you can kind of increase the run of show and the production value by putting up on the video board. But before I let you go, I know you're a busy man, but I want to give you the chance to give some people some shout outs or some props, because it's not just you up there, and a lot of people deserve some recognition. How proud are you of your team to kind of get this job done, whether it's a day game, back to back, whatnot, all these protocols. Give some people some shout outs.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to first just give a shout out to the entertainment production department. We've all had some challenges, and we all adapted and adjusted and had each other's back and through this. And unfortunately, we've had some furloughs and some loss of positions, and we've all stepped up and we're able to take on other roles. So shout out to Brian Hilton in the control room, Brian Plum, our VP of audio video. Shout out to our audio guy, Dan Spatman, and his entire crew of part-time guys who have come in and took, have learned the audio sweetening and really mastered that, and that's really enhanced our show. And just overall, I would just say overall company-wide, like I don't like to give kudos to everybody that I've had the honor of working with. It's PR and digital and marketing and social and deep operations and social responsibility. We've all through Zoom meetings and tons and thousands of emails have put together a awesome plan, and we're just excited to pick up the slack where it may fall, and just have each other's back in these challenging times. But hopefully, again, we're looking forward to getting folks back in our building in a safe way, and we can't wait to bring them back, because we are known for having one of the most loudest and loyal fan base of all basketball.
And I'm sure I could speak for all these fans. They can't wait to get back there. You guys work at a high level, and you guys are just kicking up a notch this year. Mo, it's a pleasure to speak with you. It's a pleasure to learn what you guys are doing. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Keep up the great work. And hopefully when things are better, I can head out to the West Coast and say hi.
Come on out, West Coast. You're invited. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.